American Airlines Flight 587 was a scheduled passenger flight from John F. Kennedy International Airport, JFK, in New York City to Las Americas International Airport in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. On November 12, 2001, the flight crashed shortly after takeoff, resulting in one of the deadliest aviation accidents in U.S. history. Here are the details. Aircraft type Airbus A300-600-5R, tail number N140053, Edward Ed States, with over 8,000 flight hours. First officer, Sten Mullen, with around 4,400 flight hours, who was the pilot flying that day. Incident, date, November 12, 2001, location, Belle Harbor, Queens, New York City, USA. Passengers, 251, crew 9. Total on board, 260, fatalities, 260, all on board. 5 additional fatalities on the ground. The event. The flight took off from JFK's runway 31L at approximately 9:14 a.m., just 2 months after the 9/11 terrorist attacks, raising initial fears that this incident might have been another attack. Shortly after takeoff, the aircraft entered the wake turbulence of a Japan Airlines Boeing 747 that had departed ahead of it. In response to the turbulence, First Officer Sten Mullen applied a series of aggressive rudder inputs, which put excessive stress on the aircraft's tail. The Airbus A300's vertical stabilizer, the large vertical tail fin, detached from the fuselage due to this stress, causing a loss of control. Without the tail, the plane became uncontrollable and began to break apart in midair. At 9:16 a.m., the aircraft crashed into the Belle Harbor neighborhood of Queens, New York, destroying several homes. All 260 people on board died, along with 5 people on the ground. Crash and rescue. The crash occurred in a residential neighborhood, spreading debris over several blocks. Emergency services responded quickly, but there were no survivors. The fire from the wreckage caused significant destruction to homes in the area, further complicating rescue efforts. Hundreds of firefighters, police officers, and medical personnel rushed to the scene in what was still a city reeling from the recent September 11 attacks. Investigation. The National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, launched an immediate investigation. Their findings were that the crash was caused by overuse of the rudder in response to wake turbulence. First Officer Mullen's inputs on the rudder pedals, described as unnecessarily aggressive, led to the tail fin's structural failure. The investigation also pointed to a lack of training regarding the sensitivity of the rudder controls on the Airbus A300, as well as American Airlines pilot training programs, which did not properly address the issue of rudder use in extreme conditions. The NTSB ultimately ruled out terrorism as a factor. Instead, they concluded that the accident resulted from pilot error and the unique design characteristics of the Airbus A.